Okay, so Peter Griffin. Yeah, that Peter Griffin. The guy who drinks beer, he's stupid as hell. That cartoon dad from Family Guy, and still somehow this man has become the face of an entire intellectual movement. And I think that is so beautiful. So, if you guys have been on Instagram Reels or TikTok, you've definitely seen this. There's like a historian Peter, anarchist Peter, communist Peter, radical feminist Peter, podcaster Peter, Scientologist. The list goes on. And this isn't just a meme anymore. This is a whole ecosystem. This is a Peterverse. And this is just a new way to learn. And it actually works. Like, these Peters are well researched. They're out here breaking down political theory and like social justice and religion, but instead of just being like professor or just presented in such an academic or rigid way, it's just Peter Griffin with an AI voiceover in like Minecraft gameplay in the background, and that just makes the information hit different because it's funny and it's engaging and you actually remember it. Which, okay, think about it. Like, back in ancient Greece, philosophers used to have like really big debates at dinner parties, like Plato's Symposium. These guys would just sit around, drink wine, and argue about love, existence, and politics. And now the new symposium is literally just a dude making anarchist Peter explain the failures of capitalism. And I like that because in the symposium, every guest had a different perspective. And all these perspectives layered together to create this big intellectual conversation. And that's exactly what Peter Griffin accounts are doing. They take on a different ideology and they actually argue. Like, well, not really, but like they're spreading ideas in real time. And there's something so ironic about Peter Griffin, a character literally known for being crude and dumb, being the vessel of these like new ideas. But it also just makes so much sense because Peter Griffin, he's so absurd, but he's also so dumb in that way. Like, I think he's a really good blank state. He's a really good vessel for people to share their ideas. And I think these accounts kind of seemed like a joke at the start. I was like, oh my God, it would be so fucking funny if Peter Griffin was like a feminist scholar. But then I feel like for me, I actually started learning from them. Like, I don't think they're just memes. I just think this is in a way, to me, this is like the modern way of dealing with the world. Like, I think for Gen Z or like people my age, I think we can like mix humor with serious conversations because sometimes that's just the only way to make sense of things. Like, we refuse to engage with ideas in some like old school, like hierarchical or like elitist way. And I think maybe we can turn them into like memes or like voiceovers or fast-paced clips, and that works. And I guess like it's the weirdest part is that it's so personal. Like, anyone can make a Peter account. Like, you can be nihilist Peter, vegan Peter, math Peter. There's literally a Peter for every niche interest. And I think that kind of represents something bigger about how we exist online. We're not just one person anymore. We're a collection of hyper-specific identities. You can be a philosopher in the morning, like a shit poster in the afternoon, or you can be like a historian at night. But yeah, like I was saying, Peter Griffin is the perfect blank state because he's so like, I just think that this is so great because the biggest issue within academia is accessibility. Like, all of this knowledge is just locked behind these institutions. They're just all in these big, heavy textbooks with like filled with jargon and just, they're so hard to crack open. And oh my God, there's so much gatekeeping that just so many people are so scared and they don't engage with them. I know for me as a kid, always being curious. And I remember my teacher was like, oh, Marie, you should check out these books. And I was like, I would, but I can't. It's so hard to jump into it if you don't have anything to go to like base your knowledge upon, you know? But I think that these Peter Griffin accounts, they break down those barriers because they take complex ideas or just niche, just like new ideas, and translate them into something simple and digestible. And I guess that makes knowledge, any kind of knowledge, accessible. Like, I think, okay, like I'm talking about the radical feminist Peter because I don't know, I just follow them. But I I listened to it talk about like Andrea Dworkin. I was like, wow, that's insane. Like, and I feel like this is exactly how education should be. Because I definitely think that we should be meeting people where they are instead of forcing them into this like rigid structure of learning. I think this will get more people into learning, and that's what we want. I think it's just Peter Griffin is just so much more than a meme. Like, it's actually like high-key a new way to engage and to spread ideas. And I feel like, yeah, knowledge doesn't have to be confined into these like classroom or books. And I feel like we can learn, or like there's more than one way to present what you care about. And I know that sounds so corny, but sometimes it's just so nice to see it in real time. You know, I fuck with that so much, and I don't know what this is, but I hope that this trend keeps on going.